safe, won't you? And try and be positive and always try to be kind. Take care of yourself. See you next week. God bless. This is BBC Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 1 o'clock. This is Harvey Cook. The former Shadow Home Secretary Diane Abbott has been suspended from the Parliamentary Labour Party for suggesting that Jewish people suffer prejudice but not racism, in a letter to the Observer newspaper. The comments prompted an outcry on social media. In a subsequent statement, she said she wanted to unreservedly withdraw the remarks. Our political correspondent Helen Catt describes what was in the letter.
She drew a distinction, or appeared to draw a distinction, between racism and prejudice. She said that Jewish, Irish and traveller people undoubtedly experience prejudice. She said this is similar to racism and the two words are often used as if they are interchangeable. She then went on to say it was true that many types of white people with points of difference, such as redheads, can experience this prejudice.
The Deputy Prime Minister has said the government's priority is to support British nationals in Sudan as criticism grows of efforts to move UK citizens to safety. Oliver Dowden described the situation as rapidly moving, with fighting between rival military factions continuing in the capital Khartoum for a second week. Mr Dowden said the government was doing what it could to help.
It is a complex and fluid situation. The Ministry of Defence is acting in support of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. And what I would say to British nationals who are in that country, they should follow the advice, which is to stay indoors, to make the Foreign Office aware through their website of their location.
Oliver Dowden also says there'll be no letting up on the high standards he expects of civil servants after a bullying report into his predecessor Dominic Raab. Mr Raab was found to be intimidating and aggressive towards staff, but he accused some officials of trying to block change. Mr Dowden insists senior civil servants and ministers can work together. The leader of the Liberal Democrats, Sir Ed Davey, has called on ministers to offer teachers in England a near-inflation pay rise to resolve their ongoing dispute. A number of strikes have already taken place, with further walkouts planned at schools on Thursday. Sir Ed urged ministers to do more to end the row.
Get round the table. I mean, personally, I think they need a fair deal. There's a shortage of teachers, particularly in specialist subjects. And when I talk to head teachers in my constituency, they're really worried about making sure they can recruit the best people to teach our children.
Final preparations are being made for the test of a new emergency alert system this afternoon. Mobile phone users across the UK will hear the alarm on their devices for about 10 seconds at 3 o'clock. In future, the system could be used to warn people about flooding, wildfires and terrorist attacks. The Kenyan long-distance runner Kelvin Kipton has won the men's race at this year's London Marathon in a course record time. In the women's elite race, the Dutch runner Sifa Hassan was victorious on her marathon debut. So to the weather, well, we're set for a rather unsettled afternoon across the UK, with all areas set to see plenty of showers. There'll be a chance of snow on higher ground in northern Scotland. And that's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 1. Our next at 2.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.